International Airport parking garage and terminal expansion. My name is Jim Capitan, and I'm the chairman of the Municipal Airport Authority. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of our Municipal Airport Authority executive staff in attendance, our North Dakota legislative representatives, and the members of the North Dakota Aeronautics Commission who are in attendance, as well as our invited guests. Now I'd like to introduce our Municipal Airport Authority members. Mrs. Paula Ekman, who is Vice Chair, please stand. Former Congressman Rick Berg. Former NDSU President Dr. Dean Bishani. Mr. John Cosgriff. And Sean Doberstein, who is the airport's executive director. I know Sean is around here someplace. The groundbreaking of this expansion marks a great day for our travelers, the Fargo-Moorhead region, and the state of North Dakota. With a $155.9 million budget, our terminal expansion and modification project will include an additional 4 gates for a total of 9 to provide an improved terminal experience. The project also includes the expansion of the aircraft apron, reconstruction of the existing aircraft apron, and a pipeline to treat aircraft de-icing fluid runoff. In addition, the new parking ramp and connecting skyway will provide approximately 1,000 new parking spaces at a cost of $47 million. It is our goal to complete the passenger terminal expansion and modification project by the first quarter of 2027, and the parking ramp is scheduled to be completed in August of 25. When completed, this airport will have state-of-the-art additions to service our growing customer base and will provide an improved environment which our employees and travelers can enjoy. Speaking of our employees, none would be possible without the dedication and tireless efforts of you and the many others who played various supporting roles to all of them. Those in attendance today and those back at the terminal, I offer my sincere thank you for doing more than any of us thought was possible. A special thank you to all the federal, state, and local partners. These financial partnerships are necessary to complete the passenger terminal and related projects. We cannot complete these generational projects without financial support from federal, state, and local partners. Thank you to Shannon Full from the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber, Joe Roscoe of the Greater Fargo-Moorhead Economic Development Corporation, and Charlie Johnson from the Fargo-Moorhead Convention Visitors Bureau for your ongoing partnership with the Airport Authority. Lastly, I would also like to thank our amazing community for their support throughout this process. You are what makes Hector Airport what it is today, and we are excited to improve it for you. At this time, I would like to invite the Governor of North Dakota, Doug Burgum, to give a few remarks. Governor Burgum.
Good morning, everybody. It's fantastic to be here with all of you today, and I'm glad we've got such a beautiful day for this event. I was worried it might be windy today when I got up, but North Dakota, we can handle all this. And I would say today is it is a great day. It's a big day because, of course, as you know, that we're standing here looking over my shoulder is the state's busiest airport. Hector International is an incredible window into our region. And there's many visitors. As you say, the old saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And many of the people that come to our state, their first impression is right here at Hector International. And it made quite an impression when it was built in 1986. But now we're coming up on almost 40 years since it's been expanded. And during that time, we've had a huge increase. So there's so many people here that are increasing visitors. There's so many people here that have had something to do with this from the local, the state, and the federal level. And I think you can indicate that this is a project that took a lot of teamwork, because in my 7.5 years as governor, I've been to a lot of groundbreakings, but today I want to make a note that the number of shovels that are over here sets a new record for a number of people. So that means we had a lot of collaboration happening here. I want to start out by just thanking the folks at the local level, and of course the Municipal Airport Authority got a fantastic board. They've all just been introduced, but I do want to give a special shout out to the board chair, Jim Capitan. Jim, over his career, Park Board, City, County Commission, Airport Authority, all the things he's done, over 50 years of service he's served on boards in our region, and how fitting that he's here now captaining this team and driving us to the finish line. But let's give it up for Jim. Thank you for all you've done for our community, sir. And of course, Sean Doberstein and his staff, lots of airports, they've got their executive leadership turns over. We've been fortunate to have Sean here for so many years and getting a team, and there's been plenty of challenges, whether it's just dealing with growth or whether it's dealing with things like COVID, whether it's dealing like having enough team members here to work on, because these guys are out here working on the coldest nights, moving luggage, doing all these things to help keep our economy and our city going. And so we really appreciate it. So let's just right now give a thanks to Sean and everybody that works at the Fargo Airport. Thank you. In North Dakota, of course, our state has grown, which is something that didn't happen. We had a very unique position that we held in 2005. We were the only state in the nation in 2005 that was smaller in population than we were in 1930. So we had a 75-year run. When Governor Hoeven was governor, we started to turn that around the other direction, and we've kept on setting records. But we set another record last July at 784,000 people, a new record for our small state. But we've grown faster since 2010 than all but 6 states. So North Dakota's on the grow again and getting younger, and that's going to mean more demand for more air travel. And what shows up in the boardings, we set in May, this last May, the busiest record for the state of North Dakota ever in terms of air passengers, over 103,000. That's over 3,000. The previous record got set back in 2014 during the oil boom. And so you can tell that right now North Dakota's air traffic is the record it's ever been. And in addition to our airport authority that we have here, of course, we've got a very important group. They're represented here by their leader, but the North Dakota Aeronautics Commission has been involved in the collaboration on this project every step of the way. We're very fortunate to have such a skilled and professional and capable and knowledgeable executive director. Not every state has that, but he and his team have met routinely with the airport, the project engineering team, the FFA individuals. They travel to D.C. to meet with FAA administrators to keep pushing for federal funding for this. And they've identified and advocated for this project as one of the highest priority projects in the state of North Dakota. And of course, they're led by none other than Kyle Warner, who's right back over here. Kyle, raise your hand, but thank you, Kyle, for all you do and your team. Small and mighty team. In the North Dakota Aeronautics Commission, they've got a grant program that they're able to administer, and through the Aeronautics Commission, they've provided $5 million towards this terminal expansion. And of course, that money is coming from a grant program that is directly tied back to oil revenue in the state. And I just want to take a minute to we're here on the very eastern border of the state. There isn't a thing in this community that's not touched by the success of our entire economy. But with over half the revenues coming into the state of North Dakota coming from the oil and gas industry, even though we're a long way from the nearest oil well, those dollars keep flowing back here. And whether that's for the FM diversion, for street and road projects, whether that's for paying the state share of local K-12 education is now over 75%. All of that. Of course, is because of the great economy that we've got going in the state. So again, I want to thank everybody in the legislature that's involved with that. And if we have any legislators that are here, there's probably a lot of them. Senator Hoeven's here. He'll name check all of them personally. But right now, we won't do it twice. But if they're here, raise your hand. Let's give a hand to all the legislators. Raise your hand. We've got a whole row of them right along here. Way to go. Thank you all for your legislators. But of course, modern, reliable, efficient air service is essential to the mobility of our citizens, and that's why it's important that we keep our airports modern and efficient, not just for safety, but for the economic activity. We connect business and industry, we connect families, we connect innovators and entrepreneurs. And when you've got a state like North Dakota now that's got the lowest employment, the highest workforce participation, arrive here. And part of those visitors we get, we will love to turn our visitors that come here from Turkey levels, and we saw a huge increase, 5.3% in visitors over last year. They spend over $3 billion lodging, food, beverage, retail, recreation, and transportation in our state. So again, this project's going to help out. Also, the Bank of North Dakota, and of course, Senator Hoeven, former governor, also former head of the Bank of North Dakota, great institution, and they've got an amazing program right now where they're able to provide 2% low-interest loans for important infrastructure projects, and there's a $40 million low-interest loan that's going to save millions of dollars over the course of that loan in terms of interest costs from the Bank of North Dakota. That's going to be part of the infrastructure revolving loan program, which the legislature supported. It's going to help fund the parking garage component, which we're on the ground of right here. And of course, federal funding, the FAA played a huge role in this, and the project received a $10 million grant from the FAA. But I know there's more coming from the feds. But the reason why we get such strong support from the feds is because we've got such an amazing congressional delegation. And again, I just tell people, when it's so amazing, I go to events like this. In most states, you would never see your senator. You could go years without seeing your senator, and you can't hold an event in this state where we don't have 2 or 3 of our congressional delegation. We've got 2 of them here in person, but I want to thank them for all they do for North Dakota. But Senator Kramer and Senator Hoeven, thank you for all your support. Thanks for the $10 million from FFA, and I know you guys are going to go get some more for us. We'll probably hear about that. But let's give them, and then Kelly Armstrong, who's done such a great job, give them all a hand. Part of my notes said that this new airport expansion is going to be so amazing, it's going to blow you away, and that's probably going to happen to one of the speakers up here. But I want to thank you for the opportunity to kick it off this morning. Today is a day of gratitude, and Jim's going to come back up here, I believe, right? And introduce the next speaker. But congratulations all. I see we got some of the construction crew that's here, the people that actually worked on this thing. So McGough and everybody else that's involved in this, architects, engineers, we know we got a great crew of people here. But congratulations all of you. Give yourselves a round of hand. This is another Go North Dakota team effort. Everybody had a hand in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Burgum. And now I'd like to introduce our senator from North Dakota, Senator John Hoeven.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for that nice introduction, and I'm sure glad I combed my hair this morning. I took some extra care to do a really good job, Pepcorn, because I knew we had a big press conference, so I combed it and I sprayed it, and I combed it and I sprayed it, and I should have combed it and sprayed it some more. It was a little bit on the windy side. And Gov, thanks for the nice shout out. Always great to be out here with you. Now, you did say FFA. But we love Future Farmers of America, and if they're helping us, it's a good thing. So let's see. I got to start with Mon Capitan. Thanks, Mon Capitan, chairman of the Fargo Airport Authority. Your leadership, but the whole authority. You guys have been. Well, Mayor, you've heard from them once or twice, right? I think they got me on speed dial because they have big plans. And I will tell you, this is going to be the nicest airport between Minneapolis and Seattle, bar none, without a doubt. 9 gates, baggage claim, high tech. You're going to get your luggage before you get off the aircraft, right? Rick Berger said we're going to get it before you get off the aircraft. They're going to hand you your suitcase. And then the enclosed walkway and a parking ramp, for our part of the world, that just makes sense. Now, Mayor, I know you were against it. I know that you weren't for it, but I'm glad that folks were able to talk you into it, because in North Dakota, having that structure is going to be great. But again, this is going to be just awesome, and I wish I'd have worn my bison hat. Smart guy. Yeah. So At the risk of stealing a little bit of Governor Burgum's approach, where he always starts with gratitude and recognizing the team and the partnership, you're right, I am going to call out the legislators and some others. But Doug, you always do such a great job of this. But starting, of course, with Jim Capington, the leader of the Airport Authority, and doing a great job. Governor Burgum, you're strong, tremendous leadership. And I got to say, you're representing us so well on the national stage. And you know what? It's nice to see North Dakota get all that great attention, so thank you. Senator Kramer, same to you. Outstanding job. Couldn't have a better partner. Thanks for all you're doing, and I'm going to talk about us in a minute because we got to get a little more money to finish this thing up. So let's see. Mary Christie, representing Kelly Armstrong. Mary, thanks. Again, could not have a better partner. I don't know if the wind's coming up just because I'm talking is like kind of a hint, you know, windy and all that. So I better be careful in the blather front here. Doug, you already mentioned Kyle Warner, but I want to mention the mayors because we have great leaders with Mayor Mahoney, Mayor Dardis, and then filling in for Mayor Carlson, we have Chuck Hendrickson here today. But what a great team. Shannon Fu with the Chamber, thanks for your strong leadership. I know a big part of these projects. Rich Slager with McGough. And then, of course, Doberstein, come out from under the tent. Come here. Start clapping and don't stop until Doberstein appears. Great job. Yeah. No, Sean, thanks for your strong leadership of this incredible airport and all the airlines we have coming in and out of here, and there's going to be more. And that doesn't just happen. It takes good leadership. Thanks for doing that. Okay. So, like I say, this is going to be the best airport between, it'll be the best airport bar none, but it'll be the biggest between Minneapolis and Seattle. All in, this is a $200 million project. Obviously, $42 million for the parking structure. That's paid for by parking fees, and so that'll cover that $42 million. That leaves $158 million, of which $88 million. Now, Rick Berg, I know you know numbers, and I see you're sitting in the front of the middle of the row. So front, middle, first row. So if I screw something up, just stand up, yell it out. But that means an $88 million federal share. As the governor said, we've already banked 25 of that. There's 3 programs it's going to come from. The Airport Improvement Program, the Airport Terminal Program, and the Airport Infrastructure Grant Program. We've already gotten $15 million out of the Airport Improvement Program, $10 million out of the Airport Terminal Program. So we're well on our way. We've also met with Shanetta Griffin, who is the Assistant FAA Administrator. FAA, I did say that right, didn't I? I know you were watching, just wait. FAA Administrator Shanetta Griffin, she knows your group. She knows your posse. Paula, she knows you guys. She's a little bit afraid. She's a little bit intimidated. So I know, seriously, she's very impressed with this crew. And she said, when we met with her, she said, look, you guys are doing all the things you need to do. You're touching all the bases. And that's the key. We need to keep touching all those bases. We need to get you back down there. Obviously, Mike Whitaker, the new FAA administrator, we worked with him when he was the deputy under the Obama administration. We know him very well. Bill Mitchell was very impressed, the former administrator, with what y'all are doing. But, you know, as I say to Tim, with his Irish wit and humor, it does matter when you guys show up and they put the people and the face to the project. And when you show up and you're willing to make your case, your credibility puts you at the top of the pile. Because everybody's out there trying to get the dollars, right? They don't just show up. And it's not a done deal. We have to work to finish this up. We're going to do that. And I hope we're going to be up here cutting a ribbon 26. Sean, is that right? Mayor said yes, but I got to check with you. I figure if you and the mayor both say yes, it's going to happen. Yeah, okay, he's nodding his head. 26. All right, we'll be back. Another windy day maybe. I don't know, but we want to get her done. And we're on our way. I do want to I do want to mention the legislators that are here because you all have a big stake in this thing. And I'm going to go way out on a limb here. But I'm going to guess that the governor is going to put $60 million in his budget for this project. Now, that's a wild guess. It's just an opinion. No pressure. But I'm suspicious he's going to, because that's what the state end is. And so you legislators are here. I'm just kind of giving you a tip. So Cindy Schreiber-Beck, that's just a tip so you can start working on it. But I do want to, if I miss any legislators, Cindy, it is your job to yell out their name. Don't point at them. You yell out their name, and so I get them all. One of my all-time favorites, and that's why she's at the top of the list and always will be, and stand up now. Senator Judy Lee. Sure. Okay, all right. Well, come out here so they can see you. Come on, come on, come on. Now, okay, this is going to be hard. Do not clap for each individual one. Save all your enthusiasm, and when they're all standing, then you can go nuts. Senator Tim Mathern, Representative Greg Steeman, Representative Cindy Schreiber-Beck. Remember your job, Cindy, if I miss anybody. Senator Kristen Rose. Okay, who did I miss? Some legislators that are here. Yo, did I miss any? Cindy, it's on you. Okay, clap loudly for these guys. I also want to acknowledge we've got some Cass County commissioners here. Chad Peterson, a.k.a. ZZ Top, and Tony Grimberg. Tony, right, yeah. And then this last guy's kind of short, kind of small, kind of diminutive. You might overlook him when he's in the crowd. But Dave Pepcorn's here too, so go Bison. Go Bison. We're back this year. National champs. Okay, that's it. I'm going to wrap up, but I'm going to once more quote our great, Denise Cope. Oh, Denise, I'm sorry. Yes, you were so gracious at the, right? She said the word dummy and Senator Hoever are never uttered together. They're uttered together all the time, Denise. At home, everywhere. I mean, I'm telling you. Mon Capitan is coming back up. I'm going to quote our great governor one more time. We did, when I came in office, we were losing population, one of 3 states in the nation. We're now one of the youngest states, and we're a growing state. And we got more jobs than people. And we need quality of life. And having great airports is vital to quality of life. We got new airports in Minot, in Williston. We've got, we're working on, we're just doing the runway in Dickinson. We're getting a new airport there. And this is our flagship. You know, this is an engine. This Fargo Metro, West Fargo, Moorhead, Horace, Oak Grove, is a growth engine for the state. And this is a quality of life issue. So we're going to have the best airport to go with the greatest people and the best state in the country. Thanks for the leadership, Paula, you and the whole group. Rick, all you guys on the airport authority. Thanks, guys. God bless. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Hoeven. And now I'd like to introduce Senator Kevin Kramer for a few remarks.
So I know a couple of things about hairspray. And the first problem, John, is you don't comb it between spraying it. I don't know, it's never worked for me. It's hard to believe we started at 10 a.m. I feel like it's about 4 in the afternoon, and I just have after having breakfast with Doug Burgum and friends, which amounts to millions, by the way, Doug Burgum and friends this morning, I feel like I've been through 2 days, and he's just getting started, and I'm just glad I'm not following you, Doug. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. John's exactly right. North Dakota always looks good on the national stage, but it's great to have a great salesman, and you're good for all of us, so thank you for that. With regard to the governor's point about seeing John, and I think he's sort of complaining, but he makes it sound like a compliment, but seeing John and me all the time, pestering him, one of the coolest things, and the mayor really illustrated it this morning, one of the coolest things about being us, whether you're Tim Mathern in the state legislature, or Kristen Rose, or John and Kevin in the United States Senate, we all have the same access to each other. And so I walk in here, and what do I hear from the mayor? Welcome to Fargo, we're 4 million short. And I think, wow, it's so cool to be able to have the lobbyist be the mayor, John, isn't it? So I've got to tell this story because it's indicative of the federal government. So Fargo meets this new metro threshold, right, of 200,000 population, which automatically means, of course, the federal government's going to punish them by reducing the formula dollars by $4 million. Now, I'm sure that no one intends to do that, Senator, but it's what I love, as good as Sean is, as good as the state aeronautics folks, as good as all of the government affairs people are, there's nothing quite like having the governor and the mayor bring the problems right to you. And that's because we're blessed to have this. It's really special to be us, so thank you for that. As the governor was talking about how important the gateway this is really to the entire state, I was reminded when John Hoven and I first went to state government together, he was the Bank of North Dakota president, and I was the tourism director, still the most fun I've ever had at work, by the way. I remember when we went to $1 billion. Doug, I remember the first time we had $1 billion worth of tourism business in North Dakota, and it's just been fun to watch it accelerate. But I remember when we used to have this 1-800 number, you know, before websites and social media. It was 1-800-HELLO-ND. And so I had this bank of travel advisors that would answer the calls from would-be tourists from the cities that we advertised in, mainly Minneapolis and Winnipeg. And one day they came to me and said, we have a problem. The number one question people ask us is, how do you get to Mount Rushmore? And I said, and they said, we just keep telling them, you're calling the wrong place. Yeah, but South Dakota didn't have an 800 number. So they would always call 800-HELLO-ND. And I said, well then, here's the answer. First, get a ticket to Fargo. Then drive west on I-94, stop and see the world's largest buffalo, make your way through the capital city in the Missouri River, see where Lewis and Clark went, came through and picked up Sakakawea, go out to Medora, and then head south, and you'll get to Mount Rushmore. It is a gateway, and by the way, I'll never forget when I was tourism director, the Fargo International Airport and its passengers and its accessibility was critical to the rest of the states in the Old West Trail and the Rocky Mountain International Marketing Group, which we were not a part of. South Dakota, Montana, Nebraska, Wyoming, and the city of Denver were all part of that Rocky Mountain International Marketing. And the one thing that I was able to bring in my request to join Rocky Mountain International so we could leapfrog all the many years of marketing dollars that the other states had put into it was the Fargo Airport. And to see what's happening today, to be part of it, is really a great blessing. Working with John Hoven and Kelly Armstrong has been one of the most productive things I've ever done. Now, John and I have worked together, as I said, for a long time in economic development, obviously in state energy regulatory and promotion, and then now in the United States Senate. But I happen to have this great opportunity on the Environment and Public Works Committee to be the ranking member of the Transportation and Infrastructure Subcommittee. And two of the three programs that Senator Hoven was talking about that some of the money's coming from were programs that didn't exist before we passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill. And I took a lot of heat from a lot of people for my role in leading that charge. But it's projects like this that remind us that the movement of goods and services is good for the economy. There are lots of expenditures that are not. But the supply side of our economy is the marketing of what we make, what we produce, what we grow, what we manufacture, what we sell. And that includes the movement of people. And so without having to raise a single tax or a single fee, we passed this bipartisan infrastructure bill that puts a lot more money into infrastructure like this for the very purpose, not of increasing inflation, but it brings inflation down because it meets the demand with a new supply. And so congratulations to everybody involved here. I would love to introduce everybody, but I think that torch I'm just going to pass. And just thank you. And by the way, you can thank me because as soon as it started to rain, I put on my rain jacket. I knew that would do it. So you're welcome. Well, with that, thank you all. Great to be with you. God bless you.
Thank you, Senator Kramer. And now I'd like to invite Mary Christie with Congressman Kelly Armstrong's office for a few words. Mary.
Good morning. I'm going to try to read these comments fast before they blow away because I am no good off the cuff. But yes, my name is Mary Christie, Congressman Armstrong's State Director, and I'm truly honored to be here on his behalf today. Congressman Armstrong regrets he was unable to be here for the groundbreaking for Hector International Airport's expansion and appreciates the opportunity to share best wishes with all of you today. Hector International Airport is the busiest airport in North Dakota, and it's easy to see why. It provides quick access for travelers throughout the Midwest and continues to be a popular option as passenger traffic continues to grow month after month. By doubling the number of gates and building a new parking ramp, travelers will benefit from increased efficiency and availability of flights. This expansion is a testament to the dedication of the Hector International Airport team, the Airport Authority, federal, state, and local officials, and the community. As travel for work and fun continue to rebound, the attention and detail to the amenities will help make time before or in between flights more enjoyable for passengers, our TSA agents, pilots, crew, and airport staff. As someone who travels frequently, I know Congressman Armstrong is looking forward to seeing the progress firsthand and celebrating with the ribbon cutting upon completion. Congratulations again, Congressman Armstrong.
Thank you, Mary. We'd like to recognize Dave Anderson and Lindsay Terry from the Federal Aviation Administration and invite Lindsay Terry to say a few words.
Well, I didn't comb my hair, I didn't wear the right shoes, and I didn't wear the right dress, but here I am, bringing $10 million to this project, so thank you. Woo! In amongst all the other money that we're going to continue to bring to this project, I'd like to say big thanks to everybody that's here. I recognize some of the faces. It's nice to see the senators in person. I've spoken with a lot of real representatives in your offices, but it's nice to see you as well. Two reasons why I get to stand here is because of you all. You recently passed the FAA reauthorization bill. That is how we do these projects, in addition to the bipartisan infrastructure law that was passed in 2021. I could not do my job without those two incredibly important pieces of legislation, so thank you on behalf of our entire staff that now get to continue to come to work and do great things. I do want to say a big shout out to Sean Dobersey, which I know he's still hiding, and Kyle Warner, and my team, who's here, Dave Anderson, who's the deputy manager of our office, and Mark Schroeder, who's our program manager. They are the boots on the ground. They really do get to do all of the great things that make these projects possible. Since 2018, my office, me, Dave, Mark, we have issued over $62 million to the Fargo Airport. That's just since 2018. That's through the AIP program. Yeah, we can clap for that. $62 million, right? That's not including the $10 million that we're bringing for this project. Through the Airport Improvement Program, that was for the cargo apron, SRE building, and North GA apron and taxi lane. This project we intend to continue to support. My office manages 208 airports in the great state of North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. And of these states, of these airports, this airport is a small hub. We only have two, another one that, and a large hub, Minneapolis. So we really recognize the value that this airport provides for the great state of North Dakota. With the airline partners, with the cargo partners, we saw a 12% passenger increase calendar year over year. So we recognize the terminals is an essential piece. It's the front door to North Dakota that when people fly, they need that. Cargo, this statistic was staggering to me. As I'm sitting at my kitchen table yesterday and I was like, I need to talk about something that's really cool. Cargo, we all go on our phone, we all buy things from Amazon, it comes in through here. 409 million landed pounds happened right here last year. That's huge. So that's an amazing accomplishment. It's not something that everybody sees, and something that we need to celebrate. So I'm going to close by saying today at 1 o'clock, Sean, 1 o'clock, the notice of funding opportunity for next year's ATP program goes live. We just found out. I just got it on my phone. I was like, ooh, this is exciting. I'm going to add that to my talk. So that is going to be, application closes July 31st. Where's the Mead and Hunt team? Be scratching that down so that you can make sure that we get that application in. That is how this $10 million grant came to pass, and we look forward to supporting this airport in the future.
Thank you, Lindsay. And with that, we'll turn it over to the Executive Director of the North Dakota Aeronautics Commission, Kyle Warner.
Good morning. As mentioned, I'm Kyle Warner. I'm the Director for the North Dakota Aeronautics Commission. If you're not unaware of what that is, it's a state agency, basically the Department of Transportation for Aviation in North Dakota. Our main mission is to basically represent the state on all matters of aviation and really support the development of our 89 public use airports in the state, and so that's one of our main functions. And I just want to say I'm privileged to be here we have 3 current aeronautics commissioners, 1 past aeronautics commissioner, and how this works is the governor appoints 5 members of the aeronautics commission oversees an office in Bismarck, and I just have to say we have our chair, Kim Kenville, Dr. Kim Kenville, wave. We have our vice chair, Rodney Shaw from Bowman. Steve Blazek, you're very old from Fargo, right there. He's a commissioner as well. And then Cindy Schreiber-Beck, she was a commissioner for 25 years, state legislator. Everybody knows Cindy, so I just have to say great representation from the state here. I'm also privileged to have an incredible staff. Yeah, let's give them a round of applause. And I also have Adam Dillon with me here today, airport planner for the eastern side of the state. I have an incredible staff, and those who have good staff just know how blessed you are by having them. So thank you for all of their hard work as well. Our office, we've really been excited to be involved in the planning stages of this project from the very beginning. I was also privileged to work with the airport board to go last November to visit with the FAA administration in D.C. with Senator Hoeven, and so I just can't say enough about the local support for this project. And at the state level, yes, this project has been one of the highest priorities at the state level. When, every airport believes that their airport is the most important, and that's the way it should be. At the state level, it's a system of airports. Nationally, if you're working with the FAA, they're trying to develop a national system at the state. We're trying to develop the best state system of airports possible. And when you look at what we have going on here in Fargo, the fact that the boarding numbers, we're over 1 million passengers now here in Fargo. That's 45% of all passengers that go through a commercial terminal. That happens here in Fargo. And so obviously this is a critical piece of the infrastructure, airport infrastructure in North Dakota. And Senator Hoeven mentioned it earlier, but in the industry that we work in, we refer to airports as economic engines for our communities. And everybody who works with engines, if you're a mechanic, you know that engines need to be oiled over time. And they also sometimes need a major overhaul or an upgrade. And that's what we're looking forward to doing here in Fargo. And the last time that the economic impact was calculated here at the airport, it was 10 years ago. My office is working next year to update that for all airports in the state, but going back 10 years, it was $390 million of economic output that was produced here at the Fargo Airport as determined about 10 years ago. 3,300 jobs that were supported by this airport. So those are big numbers. We expect those numbers to have grown significantly. Lindsay just mentioned some cargo numbers. 10 years ago, the cargo was not here. And so now it's a major cargo hub. We've just seen incredible growth happening here. And so just incredibly fortunate to work with everybody on this project. I also just want to say that, aviation provides us with the opportunity to have new and exciting experiences anywhere in the world, but what it does is it preserves and protects our most valuable resource of all. Something that once it's lost, it can never be given back. That's our time. our time. Time savings is one of the main and often overlooked benefits of aviation. And Governor Burgum, he often speaks of the importance of gratitude, which I greatly appreciate. I want to say in both my personal and my professional life, I have much gratitude to being able to access the benefits of aviation that our airports are able to provide. And if all of us try to imagine how our world and our experiences would be different if we did not have access to amazing facilities such as this, I think all of us can have that mutual gratitude towards how incredible it is to live in the age of modern aviation. And so I also just want to say we're so fortunate to have elected leaders in North Dakota. Governor Burgum, your office has just been incredible to work with, and your staff. Being the state director, seeing the support from our elected officials, from our community leaders, it's just so precious. Not every state has that. Not everybody really truly understands the benefits that aviation provides. And so I feel just truly blessed to be in a state that does understand the value that aviation provides, not only to our citizens, but to our visitors and our businesses. And so I just want to also thank our city officials, our airport authority members, John Doberstein, just incredible airport staff to work with. I want to thank all of you for coming out to support this project. I also look forward to, in the very near future, coming to Fargo and flying out of your brand new terminal building. And so, again, I look forward to working with all of you on this project. I look forward to working with Governor Burgum, your office, the state legislators' upcoming legislative session, as we work towards finding additional funding solutions to projects like this all throughout the state of North Dakota. So thank you so much for having me, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Kyle. Now I'd like to invite our Fargo Mayor, Tim Mahoney, to the microphone. Mayor?
Getting towards the end here finally, eh? That's pretty good. Senator Kramer, I just wanted to correct that 4 million number. It might be a little higher, so if we could work on that, it'd be very helpful. So the journey to get here has been long and hard. John Strand and I were working on the airport authority and what we needed to do. About 5 years ago, I made the mistake of walking into an airport authority meeting and say, we need a garage structure, which was not well received. So I began to put my heads together and try to figure out what's a better way of doing this. So we kept changing different people on the authority, changing different people on the authority, till I finally had the right formula. A group of 5 that had the guts to say, pull the trigger, we got to remodel, and we got to build a garage structure. The other element that's always kind of interesting is how do you build that garage structure, because Sean was very concerned about how much money and where it would come from. I get Rick Berg on there, and he says, isn't there this 2% loan from the Bank of North Dakota? And I said, yeah, that'd be pretty good, 40 million, that's about the size of the garage structure, and lo and behold, we got 40 million for the garage structure. And then we put Paula on there, and she started telling, when you remodel, make it something that's so outstanding, this will be the best airport in the nation, not just from Minneapolis to Seattle, but this will be a place you want to check in and check out, and then fly wherever you want to go to. So it's just really been fun to see all the changes we've seen. And to give Sean credit, this board has studied and studied and studied to make sure this cost flows well and is the right way for our citizens. The taxpayers don't have to pay for it. Well, coming to this opening today is really great for me, because the last time I talked to Senator Hoeven, we were talking 80 million. And can you imagine, in just 4 months, now we're up to 88 million. So thank you, our federal partners, for getting us the money we'll need to do this. And Governor Bergen, I'm glad you made it. You're traveling all over the country. I see you pop up all over the nation right now. But thank you for making time to come here, because we need 60 million from the state of North Dakota. And the legislative team is here, and they can help us out as well. And if we do this right, Sean, it won't cost us very much money. We got good partners that will deliver for us. And that's the beauty of being in this state. Fargo is one of the gems of the North Dakota. In North Dakota, when we talk about population growth, we have grown 20% in the last 10 years, 20%. We continue to have more jobs, more opportunities for people to come here and stay here. And I marvel a little bit, because I did have somebody that came on a vacation here, saw the place, had so much fun, decided to stay here. So it does work, Charlie. When people come here and find out great state this state is, it's fantastic. And lastly, I want to thank all our city commissioners that are here today. Stand up once. I want you to stand up, all of you, because our city commissioners have backed the airport, honest bonding, everything else that is needed, and they want this to go forward in the Westway as well. Lastly, I want to thank the people of our great city that back different things like this. Because our city is great only because people take chances and want to dare and dream that we can do better than we thought we could do. This is a great example. Our freight that we bring into this place, how many tons of freight you bring in this place means that all sorts of people are getting things delivered to their home, able to have things that they need and they want that make our community unique. So again, I want to thank everybody who had any part of this. I think everybody else got that done. And let's have a great day. Light rain so we don't have any dust blowing around. And we're going to have a great groundbreaking, Jim. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. Now I'd like to invite the West Fargo Mayor and good friend of mine, Bernie Dargis, to the stage.
I'm going to keep this short. I'd like to thank everyone for attending today. The mayor did not point out that this is a very large regional airport, and I had 4 family members fly out at 5 a.m. this morning. So on behalf of the region, and certainly the city of West Fargo, we're very grateful. I know most of the members on the Metro Airport Authority. They're great people. They do very good work. Sean Doberstein has been a longtime friend. I've always admired the work he's done up here and how he's done it. So to all of our congressional partners, thank you so very much. From a regional perspective, this is fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Dargis. Now I'd like to invite the Moorhead Mayor Pro Tem, Chuck Hendrickson, for a few words.
First of all, Mayor Carlson sends her regret she couldn't be here today, so, and I think all the chambers heard this. You get the B squad, so thank you. As a council member of the city of Moorhead, I am thrilled to witness the ongoing growth and development of our community. With a metro area of 250,000 people, we are a true destination within the U.S. and beyond. The airport terminal expansion will be a source of pride for the region and will serve us well. The new passenger terminal will provide the metro area with easier access to national and international destinations, greatly enhancing travel convenience. Increased connectivity will attract more visitors, benefit hotels, local attractions, and businesses, and bolster our local economy. Boy, is it windy. Oof. The groundbreaking of the new passenger terminal is a transformative project for our region, promising significant economic, social, and environmental benefits. This marks the beginning of a new chapter in Hector International Airport's development, fostering international growth and improving the metro area quality of life. Congratulations to everyone involved in making this project a reality. We eagerly anticipate the completion of this exciting new space. Thanks, and you all have a good day.
Thank you, Mayor Hendrickson. And before we call up Mr. Schlegel, there are a couple other introductions that I'd like to make. We have a couple of our Cass County Commissioners here. Chairman Chad Peterson, please stand, and Vice Chair Tony Grinberg. And also this morning I heard on KFGO radio, and this is I was on the board of the foundation board of the North Dakota State College of Science, and so I'm not leaving it out of the bag because it was on the radio this morning that our Jim Sweeney, who has the Jet Center, and Darren Hall, in conjunction with the North Dakota College of Science, are starting a aircraft mechanics school, hopefully by this next school year. We'll see what happens there, but that'll bring in a lot of them. And with that last, certainly not least, I'd like to call up Rick Schlegel from McGuff Construction.
Thank you, Jim. As Jim mentioned, I'm Rich Schlegel. I work with McGough Construction. We're, using the governor's words, we're very grateful to be here. This is, I fly out here all the time, and to have some of the improvements that we're going to see is really remarkable. And I see a lot of folks I know, friends, and if we're all sitting around our homes or our lake places, you'd be talking about this, right? This is a pretty cool deal for this entire community. McGough Construction, we have a number of our folks here with vests and others. We've been working on this now over a year, and we've got some amazing partners, and I think it's important, and I'll make this very quick to call out, who have been really on a daily basis involved in this project. So first of all, TF Powers, I see Justin and Rob. They're our partners on the construction firm. And then on the design side, if everybody hasn't noticed, it's Mead and Hunt and TL Stroh are the architects of record. We also have Higher Engineering, CMTA, we have Flint, I see Jody and others here, Walker and SP Plus, and it's just really a great team. And I'm looking at my team, I can tell you this is on schedule, on budget. I'm looking at the commissioners right here. We will make that happen. And we are actually employing a delivery method called CMAR, Construction Manager at Risk. So just so everyone knows, we are in a contractual basis with the authority that this project will be on time, on budget. We own that as McGough Construction. So it's I'll repeat that 3 times, Rick. But I just want everyone to know this is a very serious matter. It's a great matter to McGough, and we are pleased to be here in North Dakota. So I now get to remind those who have been invited to be one of the shovelers. We're going to have boxes over here with helmets and vests. You can line up with your appropriate shovel. They're all the same. And I'm going to give direction right now, Jim. So you, I think, believe who you are. You're a shoveler. Head over to there. And then everybody that is in the audience, let's make our way to the west, and we can see them enact the shoveling. Mayor, do you need some gloves?
Hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Matt Henson's out here with a drone. I'm gonna frame myself really quickly, and then I'll step out of the way. Does this look fine? I'll step out for my live shot. I'll probably get behind the camera. Okay. I've got my boom mic sticking out crazy. I probably don't even need that, but I don't know. Tatum, I just got to Crookston. I'm outside of the Care and Share. That's unfortunate. I'm outside of the Care and Share shelter where that shooting took place. It happened last night. 12 hours later, the scene is still very active. I'm going to step behind my camera to give you a better look, so bear with me here for a second. Crookston Police and the Minnesota BCA are still here. They have this entire place blocked up with the crime scene tape up. Police were first called to the shelter here just before midnight for reports of a fight. When officers arrived, they found a man inside who was being combative, wasn't following their commands. They used less than lethal means before the officer eventually did fire his handgun, killing the man. We're still waiting to learn who he is, who the officer is. I didn't know who he was. I don't know. I don't know which one the shelter is. I think so too, but there's tape out to the left. Okay. Tatum, I just got to Crookston. I'm standing outside of the Care and Share. Tatum, I just got to Crookston. I'm standing outside of the Care and Share shelter here in downtown. Tatum, I just got to Crookston. I'm standing outside of the Care and Share homeless shelter in downtown. Tatum, I just got to Crookston. I'm standing outside of the Care and Share shelter here in downtown. That's where last night's shooting took place. 12 hours later, the scene is still very active. I'm going to jump behind my camera so I can kind of zoom in and give you guys a closer look. You can see the Minnesota BCA and Crookston police are still here going in and out of the building. Police were first called here just before midnight last night for reports of a fight. When they got here, they say that a man inside of the building was being combative and arguing with them. He wasn't following commands. Less than lethal force was used initially. However, when the man continued to not follow those commands, the officer fired his handgun, killing him. We're still waiting to learn who that man is and who the officer involved in this deadly shooting was, and more details surrounding the case. Calls to the shelter right now have been going unanswered. This, however, is now the third deadly officer-involved shooting in Polk County this year. We told you first about a shooting in East Grand Forks involving a man involving a deadly officer-involved shooting. A man involving kind of a standoff where a man was then later shot and killed at his home. And it was in May when we told you about the man walking around downtown Crookston with a hatchet who was shot and killed by an officer. And now we're here. We'll be here in Crookston all day long following this story for you, trying to get some more information. We'll bring you that live and on the air. Tatum, thanks. I just got to Crookston. I'm standing outside of the Care and Share homeless shelter where last night's shooting took place. More than 12 hours after that shooting, the scene is still very active. I'm going to jump behind my camera here, so bear with me so that I can give you a little bit closer look at the scene. Again, 12 hours later, you can see Polk County Sheriff's Office is on scene, as well as the Minnesota BCA. They've been going in and out of the shelter here on the right side of your screen this afternoon, trying to figure out and piece together what exactly happened. We were told that police were first called here around midnight for a report of a fight going on inside the shelter. When officers arrived, they found a man who was inside. They say that he was being combative, argumentative, and he was not following commands. Officer tried using less than lethal force at first, but ultimately, when the man continued to not follow their commands, that officer did fire his handgun, killing the man. We are still waiting to learn who that man is and who that officer is. You can see here on the left side of your screen, though, they do have caution tape up on the other side. So working to learn more about what's going on over there as well. Now, what we do know is that this is the third deadly officer-involved shooting in Polk County this year alone. You may remember we told you about a standoff that led with a deadly officer-involved shooting in East Grand Forks at one man's home. We told you just in May about another man in downtown Crookston with a hatchet who was shot and killed by officers. And again, now we are here outside of the homeless shelter waiting to learn what led up to this deadly shooting. We're going to be in town all day trying to get more answers for you. We'll be sure to update you online and on air as we do. For now, reporting live in Crookston, Courtney Lockey, Valley News Live. Hey, Adam. Any chance we could do the hit now? Okay, yeah, to set it up and stuff. I just figured the scene's pretty dang active right now, so now might be as good a time as ever. Okay, I sent a script in. Let's just do what we did at noon. Is that okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, sounds good. I'll text you a script. All right.